Good morning, students. Today we are taking a physics topics that is magnetic effects of electric current. In our day-to-day life, we all are common with an electric bell, crane lifting iron junk, maglev train, MRI machine. Can you feel any common in all these things? We already know that these all are working on electricity. What is more than that? Electricity. Yes, this works on the magnetic effects of current. Magnetic effect of current. That is called electromagnetism. That is called electromagnetism. We already know that what is electric current. What is electric current? Yes, the flow of electric charges. When electricity is passing to a wire, electrons are in motion. Electric current has many effects such as heating effect, chemical effect, magnetic effect, etc. When current passes through a wire, it heats up the wire, and this is called heating effect of electric current. An example of heating effect is a simple bulb. Means when electric current passes through the bulb, the tungsten filament inside the bulb heated up and it gets glow. In this class, our focus is on magnetic effect of current. Magnetism has been known since ancient times and electricity discovered in 1700 years. But later in 1820, a scientist named Easter discovered a very interesting phenomenon. Before discussing his experiment, we want to discuss two terms, that is magnetic compass and magnetic field. Magnetic compass, you all are familiar in your lower classes. That is, what is a magnetic compass? Yes, a magnetic compass needle is made of a tiny magnet and it can only be deflected by a magnetic field. In the presence of a magnetic field, only this magnetic compass needle gets deflected, and the ends of the compass needle points approximately towards north and south direction. What is a magnetic field? Yes, magnetic field is the area around a magnet in which there is magnetic force. The force generated by the aligned atoms create a magnetic field, and the magnetic field lines travel from the north pole of the magnet looping back around to go back in towards the south pole. Now let's discuss the experiment. In Easter's experiment, he used a wire and a magnetic compass, and Easter observed when the switch is off, no current flows in the wire and the compass points in the regular north-south direction. But when the switch is on position, the current flows in the wire and the compass gets deflected from its usual north-south direction. Again, when the switch is off, no current passes through the wire and the compass comes back to its original north-south position. So, Ørsted conclude when the wire carries the electric current, it behaves like a magnet. A current carrying wire creates a magnetic field around it, and this is called magnetic effect of electric current or electromagnetism. That means you can see the magnetic compass shows deflection when the current passes through the wire. When will the magnetic compass show deflection? Only in the presence of a magnetic field. So we can conclude that when the current is passing through the wire, there is a magnetic field producing around the wire. That's why this magnetic compass shows deflection from its north-south position. This is called magnetic effect of electric current, or in other words, electromagnetism. In other words, we can see electricity is producing magnetism. From electricity, we can produce magnetism. It's like magic. Previously, we know that electricity and magnetism is treated separately. But by Easter experiment, we now know that electricity and magnetism are linked. So, we have learned a current carrying wire means a current carrying conductor produces magnetic field around it, and the shape of the magnetic field lines depend on the shape of the current carrying conductor. And in this chapter, we will discuss magnetic field produced by conductors of different shapes. Conductors of different shape means a straight wire is a conductor, a circular loop, and a solenoid. Let's start with the straight conductor. That is magnetic field due to a current through a straight conductor. Now, when there is no current is flowing through the straight wire, there is no magnetic field around it. And when the current flows to the straight wire, it creates a magnetic field around it, which looks something like this, and they are concentric circles centered around the wire. Now, to make things simple, let's just consider a single plane that is perpendicular to the wire. As you can see, the magnetic lines are concentric circles lying on the plane and centered around the wire. Now, how can we know the shape of the magnetic field? Yes, using iron fillings or magnetic compass. As you know that magnetic field lines have a certain direction, and there is a simple rule that can determine the direction of field lines. How we will find the direction of field lines? Yes, that rule is known as Maxwell's right hand thumb rule. Maxwell's right hand thumb rule. What is Maxwell's right hand thumb rule? Yes, in this rule, you can hold up your right hand like this and make the thumb point in the direction of the current. Since the current in the wire is in the upward direction, here point your thumb upwards because the current is in the upward direction. So you should point your thumbs also in the upward direction. And imagine you are holding the wire with your fingers. You are holding the wire with your fingers. Now the direction in which your fingers curve is the direction of the magnetic field. That is, your fingers are moving, and that direction is the direction of the magnetic field. As you can see, the arrows of the magnetic field in the figure matches with the fingers you curve, and the direction of the magnetic field is anti-clockwise. What is the direction of the magnetic field? It is in anti-clockwise direction. Now, what happens if we reverse the direction of current? At that time, our right hand will looks like this. The direction of the magnetic field will be how our fingers curve. So the magnetic field will be opposite magnetic field in the clockwise, that is, magnetic field will be in the clockwise direction. So we have learned a current carrying wire behaves like a magnet. Have you ever experienced this behavior? For example, when you put your phone on charge, have you ever noticed any iron pins being attracted to the wire of the charger? No. But when I keep a magnet near the iron pin, it will attract the pin. Why we don't notice magnetism for wires? Because this wire is a current carrying wire, but it is not acting like a magnet. Why? It is because the magnetic field produced by the wire is very weak. To create a strong magnetic field, a very high amount of current to be passed through the wire. So, magnetic field is directly proportional to the amount of current in the wire. Now, do you know how does the magnetic field change based on the distance from the wire? That is, the strength of the magnetic field is inversely proportional to the distance from the wire. Means the strength of the magnetic field is very high near to the wire, and when the distance increases, the strength of the magnetic field decreases. So, what are the things we discussed for a magnetic field due to a current through a straight conductor? Yes, the right hand thumb rule, and the magnetic field is directly proportional to the amount of current in the wire, and the strength of the magnetic field is inversely proportional to the distance from the wire. Now let's discuss the magnetic field due to a current through a circular loop. Magnetic field due to a current through circular loop. If you take a straight wire and bend it like a circle, and when current passes through it, it will produce a magnetic field around the wire. Magnetic field of circular loop is stronger than that of a straight wire. To understand the magnetic field of a circular loop, imagine that loop is made up of a small segments which are approximately straight wires. And each of these straight segments produces a magnetic field around it, which is in the shape of concentric circles around the wire. And the magnetic field lines are circular near the wire. And as you move away from the wire, the concentric circles becomes bigger and bigger. At the center of loop, the magnetic field lines are approximately straight. We can find the direction of the magnetic field lines for each segment of the loop using the right hand thumb rule. So for each segment, you have to point the thumb in the direction of the current, and your fingers will give you the direction of magnetic field. All magnetic field lines add up at the center and makes the magnetic field stronger. How to increase the strength of the magnetic field at the center of the loop? Yes, by increasing the current. Magnetic field strength is directly proportional to the amount of current in the loop. That means if the amount of current increases, the magnetic field also increases. That is, the amount of current increases, the strength of the magnetic field also increases. Both are directly proportional. Now, instead of one circular loop, imagine there are 5 circular loops. That is 5 circles. How does the magnetic field change if there are 5 loops? Yes, the magnetic field will be stronger. In fact, the magnetic field will be 5 times stronger. All the magnetic field will be add up. And if there are n loops, the magnetic field will be n times stronger. And magnetic field is directly proportional to the number of turns of the wire. Current carrying circular wire behaves like a thin disc magnet. Where are disc magnet used? You might seen them in fridge magnet. Yes, just like a coin has a one side head and other side tail. Similarly, one side of the disc is the north pole and the other side is the south pole. But how do we know which side is north and which side is south? Here we can use the clock face rule. Clock face rule is to find the poles of the disc. Clock face rule says that if you are looking at the face of the circular loop, from your view, the current is flowing in the clockwise direction, then it is the south pole. And if you are looking at the face of the circular loop and if the current is flowing in the anti-clockwise direction, that is from your view, if you are seeing the current is in the anti-clockwise direction, then it is the north pole. Now let's discuss the magnetic field around a solenoid. What is a solenoid? Yes, it looks like a spring. Solenoid is a long coil made of insulated copper wire containing a large number of turns. When electric current passes through the wire, each turn of the solenoid becomes a current carrying circular loop. Each circular loop is producing a magnetic field around it. Magnetic field of all these add up to produce a strong magnetic field of the solenoid. Now, what is the shape of this magnetic field? Can you find the magnetic field of the solenoid is similar to the magnetic field of a bar magnet? Bar magnet has 2 poles, north pole and south pole at the 2 ends of the magnet. Now, how do we determine which end of the solenoid is north pole and which end is the south pole? The solenoid is made up of many circular loops. We have used the clock face rule for the circular current carrying wire. So, we can use the clock face rule again in the case of solenoid also. Why? Because for solenoid, every turn is a circular loop. If a person is standing here and looking at the solenoid, what is the direction of the current? Yes, current is in clockwise direction. So, if you apply the clockwise rule, what pole will be this end of the solenoid? Yes, it will be the south pole. Now, the person moved to the other end of the solenoid and look at the solenoid from this direction. The current is now in the anti-clockwise direction for the person. So, anti-clockwise means yes, it will be the north pole. We can use the clockwise rule to determine the polarity of the solenoid. The polarity of the solenoid can also be checked using a magnetic compass or using another bar magnet. For example, if you bring the north pole of the bar magnet to the north pole of the solenoid, what happens? Yes, it will repel each other. Why? Because since the like poles repels each other. Okay, and if you bring the north pole of the bar magnet nearer to the south pole of the solenoid, then they will get attract. Here we discuss the pattern of the magnetic field lines outside the solenoid. Now, what is the pattern of the magnetic lines inside the solenoid? If you look at the diagram, this indicates that the strength of the magnetic field lines is same at all points of solenoid. This is called a uniform magnetic field. So, inside the solenoid, magnetic field lines are uniform. Inside the solenoid, field lines are uniform magnetic field, and outside the solenoid magnetic field lines resembles the magnetic field of a bar magnet. How can we change the strength of the magnetic field of a solenoid? One simple way is by increasing the strength of the current flowing in the solenoid. That means larger the current in the solenoid, stronger will be the magnetic field. Another way is to increase the number of turns in the solenoid. Larger the number of turns, again stronger will be the magnetic field. We can place a soft iron core in a solenoid. This will also increase the strength of the magnetic field. Solenoid plus soft iron core is electromagnet. So, what is electromagnets? Electromagnets are different from permanent magnets. The combination of solenoid plus soft iron core is the electromagnet. What is electromagnet? Solenoid pole plus soft iron core. Combination of solenoid plus soft iron core gives electromagnet. Let us do a quick recap what we have studied today. First, magnetic field due to a straight wire. Here, magnetic field lines are concentric circles that is centered around the wire. And in the case of a circular lobe, here you can see so many circular magnetic fields, and as the size of the magnetic field lines increases, they seems to be in a straight line. And in the case of a solenoid, outside the solenoid, the magnetic field lines resembles the magnetic field lines of a bar magnet, and inside the solenoid the magnetic field lines are straight and parallel, indicating that it is a uniform magnetic field. Let's look at the difference between permanent magnets and electromagnets. First difference is, for a permanent magnet, magnetism is permanent unless it gets damaged. Only if it is damaged or beaten, it will lose its magnetism. But in the case of a electromagnet, magnetism is temporary and can be switched on or off. That means as long as current is flowing in the solenoid, the magnetism is there. But when the current is switched off, the electromagnet is no longer a magnet. Second property is, the strength of the permanent magnet is relatively weaker, but in the case of an electromagnet, it is much stronger. And the third property is that the strength of a permanent magnet cannot be changed, but in the case of an electromagnet, the strength can be changed. Can you say how? How can we change the strength? By changing the amount of current, or by changing the number of turns. By increasing the number of turns, we can increase the strength of the magnetic field. And the last property is that polarity is fixed. In the case of a permanent magnet, we cannot change the poles, that is north poles and south poles we cannot change. But in the case of an electromagnet, we can change the polarity. How can we change the polarity? Yes, by changing the direction of current, we can change the polarity of an electromagnet.